on in Louisiana. Now, this was a race the Democrats thought they could have when Vitter got his name showed up in a D.C. Madam's address book. He had a solid opponent, but Vitter holding on with big numbers early in Louisiana,
There was
a win.
And we're going to head down to Florida now, where Senator-elect Marco Rubio is offering his victory speech. Let's take a listen.
Collected their allowance, which was largely quarters and single-dollar bills, and handed it to me. I didn't tell them that. They overheard me. And it was in that moment that I was reminded of what this race and election was really all about. It was not about any of our individual ambitions, but it was about the future, as represented by them and their generation. And that lesson is profound. It's one that I will not soon forget. Tomorrow, or even now, the stories are being written about what this election is about. What does it mean? And we still don't know all the results from around this country. But we know that tonight, the power in the United States House of Representatives will change hands. We know tonight that a growing number of Republicans will now serve in the Senate as well. And we make a grave mistake if we believe that tonight these results are somehow an embrace of the Republican Party. What they are is a second chance. A second chance for Republicans to be what they said they were going to be not so long ago. You see, I learned early on in this campaign, in fact, it's what propelled me to enter it, that what this race was about the great future that lies ahead for our country, a future that Americans know is there for the taking. But it requires actions on our part. Americans believe with all their heart, the vast majority of them, and the vast majority of Floridians, that the United States of America is simply the single greatest nation in all of human history. A place without equal in the history of all mankind. But we also know that something doesn't seem right. Our nation is headed in the wrong direction, and both parties are to blame. And what Americans are looking for desperately are people that will go to Washington, D.C. and stand up to this agenda that is taking us in the wrong direction and offer a clear and genuine alternative. And that's what this race was about early on for me. And that's what it's about tonight. It is about the future of this country and what it will look like when our children are our age. Now, let me tell you, there are those out there who doubt about the greatness of America. Sometimes when I say it, I hear the snickers from some in different parts. They think it's simplistic. But see, I know America is great not because I read about it in a book, because I've seen it with my eyes. I've been raised in a community of exiles, of people who lost their country, of people who know what it's like to live somewhere else. By the way, a community that I am proud to be a part of. A community of men and women that were once my age. And when they were, they had dreams like we have now. And yet they lost all those things through an accident of history. And so they came here to try to rebuild their lives. And some did. But many others could not. And instead it became the purpose of their life to leave their children with the opportunities they themselves did not have. This is the story of the Cuban exile community. And it defines what so many of us who are a product of it are. And I know this, no matter where I go or what title I may achieve, I will always be the son of exiles. And we will always be the heirs to 2 generations of unfulfilled dreams. The other way that I know about America's greatness is the story of a man that I knew well, of someone who wasn't born in this country. When he was 6 years old, he lost his mother. When he was 12, he lost his father. He grew up largely in a society where what you were going to be when you grow up was decided for you. This is like almost every other place in the world. Think about what that means. That means that before you are even born, how far you are going to get to go in life is decided for you by who your parents are or are not. And that's how it is almost